Episode 20. On an afternoon several days later, Han Li slipped out of Divine Hand Valley once more to meet up with Li Feiyu. To be fair, it wasn't exactly sneaking out. Dr. Mo was fully aware of Han Li's frequent trips out of the valley, but he never interfered, allowing him to come and go as he pleased. At first, this hands-off approach made Han Li feel uneasy. He couldn't figure out what scheme the other party was plotting. But after coming and going a few times without incident, he realized no one was actually tailing him. With that worry gone, he threw himself into his own affairs with renewed boldness. After some time to think it over, Han Li gradually came to understand that Dr. Mo's unusual patience with him had its own reasons.
Old man Mo has me locked down tight with the corpse worm pill and the threat to my family, but even he knows that controlling me so brutally just fills me with resentment. And when you're forced to cultivate like that, you can't exactly do it with a willing heart. If he restricts my freedom on top of that, it'll only backfire even harder. After all, his real intention was for me to practice the eternal spring arts willingly, not to tie me up and force me into it.
With the full picture now clear, Han Li's confidence grew even bolder. He used to sneak out, carefully avoiding Dr. Mo's gaze. Now, he didn't even bother to say a word, just swaggered right past him. On the surface, Han Li seemed careless and completely unconcerned, but deep down he still maintained his cautious ways. The moment he stepped out of the valley, he activated the eternal spring arts. His hearing, sight, and sense of touch ascended to an incredible level, bringing every moving object within dozens of yards under his control. Han Li was confident that even Dr. Mo himself couldn't evade his heightened senses.
In a straight fight, I might not measure up. But when it comes to mastering the five senses, I have absolute confidence in myself.
Han Li carefully avoided the other disciples of the Kun Mountain sect along the way. Using the secret passage within the old locust tree, he climbed to the vicinity of the small pool where they had met last time. As soon as he entered, Han Li saw Li Feiyu sitting barefoot by the pool's edge. Head bowed, his feet were soaking in the icy water, splashing and kicking up a spray of droplets as he played with abandon. Hearing Han Li enter, he complained without looking up.
"Junior brother Han, you're arriving later and later. I have to wait for ages every time. Can't you be early just once?"
Sorry,
Without waiting for Han Li to finish speaking, Li Feiyu tossed a large bundle he'd been hiding behind his back straight at him.
What's this? Is it something good to eat?
All you ever think about is food. Wasn't it you who told me to bring out the Blink Sword Art Manual?
This is the sword manual? You're sure about that? You didn't accidentally put your courtyard's whetstone in here, did you? It's so heavy.
He heaved with all his might, only to nearly topple himself over. Han Li observed his friend's strange behavior, then glanced at the enormous bundle. He gave it a light kick with his foot. It really does feel like books. Ignoring his gleeful friend, Han Li stroked his chin, then crouched down beside the bundle. He placed his clean, pale hands on the tight knot, and his 10 fingers began to dance. A blur of finger shadows flickered over the knot for an instant. The tightly knotted bundle miraculously came undone, followed by a crisp round of applause. Han Li didn't reach for the bundle first. Instead, he turned to look at his laughing, troublesome friend. At some point, Li Feiyu had already stopped laughing and put his shoes back on. He was now clapping and cheering for himself with wild abandon, seemingly not caring at all that his palms were already bright red from the effort.
Every time I see you wield the coiling silk hand with such mastery, it just blows my mind. It's as if this martial art was tailor-made for you. It's only been 2 months since I taught you this.
You didn't wrap a single book into this giant package just to make me put on a show, did you?
Of course not. Just open it and you'll see.
Li Feiyu's playful grin vanished. his expression turning serious. Seeing Li Feiyu suddenly adopt such a serious demeanor, Han Li's curiosity was piqued. He turned his head back, his gaze settling once more on the package before him. He tilted his head, thought for a moment, then reached out a finger, lightly pinched a corner of the wrapping, and lifted it. The objects inside were fully revealed.
What is this?
A cold sweat instantly beaded across Han Li's forehead, his eyes bulging wide.
Well, scared you, didn't I?
Li Feiyu ambled up and gave his shoulder a pat. Han Li turned his body woodenly, staring straight at the other man, silent for a long moment.
Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not going to offer myself in marriage, you know.
Only after hearing his joke did Han Li seem to snap out of it.
I'm cutting all ties with you. From now on, I'll act like I never knew you, and you never saw me. Am I seeing things, or have you lost your mind? You actually moved nearly half the books from the Seven Extremes Hall over here. If the Patrol Guardians find out, there's no way we survive this.
The top left corner of every book cover was uniformly stamped with the eye-catching golden characters, Seven Mysteries Hall Collection. Seeing Han Li fly into a rage, Li Feiyu wasn't the least bit offended, his face still a picture of utter indifference. He tilted his head, stuck a finger in his ear, and began cleaning it with a look of utter nonchalance, as if ready for anything. After Han Li's outburst, seeing how thick-skinned the man was, he actually calmed down. Something about this whole situation felt off.
You're not a fool, and you're not arrogant. There must be a reason you do something so reckless.
Seeing the other party's anger dissipate so quickly and their usual rationality return, Li Feiyu felt a twinge of disappointment, feigning innocent. But on his face he put on a pitiful, aggrieved look and began to protest loudly.
Good heavens, I've been wronged. I was trying to explain just now, but you never gave me a chance to speak. Now you're blaming me for it. I really can't win, can I?
Stop clowning around. Hurry up and explain yourself. Aren't you worried your adoring junior disciples will see you acting like this? If they saw you looking this sloppy, your whole cool, aloof killer image would be shattered to pieces.
Han Li was in no mood for horseplay. One wrong move, and they'd both be in deep trouble. Li Feiyu seemed to understand Han Li's thoughts. He didn't bother refuting the sarcasm. Instead, he ambled over to the bundle, bent down, picked up a random manual, and stood back up. He handed the book to Han Li with a knowing smirk, then gave him a pointed look, urging him to lift the cover and take a peek. Han Li took the thin manual, glancing at the other man with a puzzled look. He was completely baffled, unable to guess what scheme Li Feiyu was cooking up.
Open it up and you'll see.
Why couldn't you just say so? What's with all the mystery?
Han Li opened the cover. There, on the first page, in stark black and white, were the 4 characters, Blinking Sword Manual. The very first book Li Feiyu had casually handed him was the one he wanted.
No need to be surprised. Now, take a look at these.
Li Feiyu immediately tossed over several more manuals. Han Li caught them one by one, opened them, and gave them a quick scan. He was so shocked he froze on the spot. The front page of each manual was clearly marked with the 4 black characters, Blinking Sword Manual. It took a long moment before Han Li finally tore his gaze away from the books in his hands. He looked up, pointing a trembling finger at the massive pile of manuals on the floor, and stammered,
Don't tell me all of these are the Blinking Sword manuals.
Sorry to say, junior brother Han, but you guessed right.
The slight curl of his lips and his gleeful tone completely contradicted the meaning of his words.
That's impossible. There are nearly 100 books here. How could they all be the Blinking Sword manual?
How should I know? I was in a corner of the archives, and I saw all these manuals with the same name. It gave me a real scare.
Li Feiyu rolled his eyes and muttered, reluctant, "I was pretty shaken up." Then, seeing Han Li standing there dumbstruck, he couldn't help but burst into laughter. For Li Feiyu, seeing Han Li with such a startled look on his face was a rare spectacle indeed. Han Li always seemed so composed and self-assured in front of him, as if the very concept of being surprised was alien to him. Seeing Han Li in this dumbfounded, stupefied state made Li Feiyu feel that all his hard work these past days had been worth it. Every bit of effort was paying off. A moment later, Han Li finally snapped out of it. He clutched the books in his hand, lowered his head in thought for a moment, then raised his contemplative face and said,
Did you check these books? How many are there in total?
I counted them more than once. There are 74 manuals, all with the same name. If we don't get the exact count right, and we're missing a book or two when we return them, that's going to be a huge problem, isn't it?
His fingers gently pinched the slightly yellowed pages as Han Li slowly turned them, carefully browsing the manual in his hands.